Hi guys, I hope you're all good. So another video for you. This is all about a message I sometimes get from clients, or it happens fairly regularly, and it's from clients whose dogs are fully house trained, and I'll get a message like, Fido has shat the bed, Fido has left me a package behind the sofa, Fido has urinated on the landing, for example, and they're quite frustrated, and naturally they reach out to me to try and find some insight into why their dogs might have done this. Good news is this is fairly common. I'll get one of these messages at least once a month from clients or historical clients, and usually it does go away. This is really specifically, this video is about dogs that are already house trained and they have some sort of regression. And as I say, the good news is this does usually go away, but we're going to go through the reasons behind why it happens so you can understand it better. If you're in that situation now whilst watching this video, then you can maybe have a little bit of an idea of how to approach it, how to help your dog, how to solve it. So for a dog that is already fully house trained, we're usually looking for a reason, and I'll start by asking the client the question, has there been any stress in the house? Has there been any changes in the house? Has there been any unexpected noise in the house? Has there been decorating, building work? Has anyone moved in? Has anyone moved out? Any bereavements? Anything at all that might have stressed the dog out? And sometimes we'll get a positive response. Yes, actually, where there are builders in the garden doing landscaping, or I'm having the new kitchen done, new neighbours moved in, or maybe the neighbours had a party on the Saturday night, for example. And then in those cases we're going to go, aha, so it was probably that, and then we'll go through protocols, ideas of how to reduce the dog's stress levels and monitor if it happens again. My favourite example of this is my friend James, who had a Basset Hound at the time, and he was decorating the upstairs, and not only was he stripping the wallpaper off the walls, which is probably, I would imagine, quite a disturbing sight for a dog. If you imagine a dog's gone through 5-10 years of their life without ever seeing wallpaper stripped off the walls, and then suddenly they're seeing the walls disintegrating at the hand of their owner, I would imagine that can be pretty disturbing. And also, to boot, James was putting down new carpet, which is going to smell of the factory, nothing like the home. And in this case, this was enough for Ruby to urinate on the landing, on the carpet, a number of times. Now, just to complicate things further, Ruby was having some medical issues at the time as well, so it was all melded together in a composite explanation. And I'm going to go through medical a little bit more at the end of the video, because it's not my primary go-to for this kind of thing. I'll look at changes in the house first. So to summarise that, if you have a dog that was house trained, the first thing you want to do is go through absolutely everything and come up with a list of changes, a list of stressors, anything that could cause anxiety, and then go from there. This brings us on to what I was talking about a second ago, so medical, and I would include diet in that. So if your dog is toileting in the house all of a sudden, but they also have runny stools, then you would be looking at, well, what's the reason for the runny stools, and is that contributing to them not being able to control their bowels or bladder? And then that could obviously be another piece of detective work. What have they eaten recently? Is there any new foods? So that kind of harks back a little bit to the previous explanation around change. So if you've changed some diet recently, what's changed? Is it a better food? Is it a worse food? Was it some unhealthy treats, for example? On the urination side, we're looking at maybe is there a UTI? So if the dog is urinating in a lot of places around the house, lots of little spritzes of urine, then you might be looking at a urine test. Maybe you'd be looking at a stool test at the vet to try and ascertain, was it something they ate? Is there an infection, Giardia, Campylobacter, for example? Included in medical is obviously cognitive function, cognitive decline, or maybe age-related hearing and eyesight problems. So I've worked with some dogs that have degenerating eyesight, and it's actually changed their behaviours. They've become more anxious, more uncertain. So there's things we can do there to help them understand the world better. If their eyesight is failing or their hearing is failing, things are changing for them and it's making them a little bit more anxious. And obviously, as I said, cognitive function, conversation for the vet if your dog is towards old age and there's toileting issues, that would be cause for, and obviously there's no changes in the house, that would be cause for a definite conversation with the vet. So I'm sure there's hundreds more. You could probably write a 20,000 word dissertation on why dogs might suddenly toilet in the house, but I just want to get your mindset, as always, thinking holistically about what might be going on for the dog to cause these changes in toileting habit. And as I said, the good news is in most of these cases, and I'm thinking over 99% of these cases where I get the message, I message the client a couple of weeks later, hey, how's it going? And usually the reply is, all gone away, the problem's gone away, it happened once more, it hasn't happened again, or it never happened again, in the vast majority of cases. So for me, it's just nice to reassure my clients, give them the information, get them thinking in the right way, but this problem does usually go away. Obviously, if it doesn't, well, that's when you're probably going to go and talk to your vet as well. As always, I enjoy making these videos, so if you enjoyed watching it, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell so YouTube will tell you when new videos are coming, and hopefully we can enjoy many more videos together. Dog bless.